Today we are making the unfortunate and difficult decision to reduce the size of Discord's workforce by 17%.
Salute. When I was 19 years old, I had the opportunity to work at an FBO, a fixed base operation. Now, for those of you who don't know what that is a small airport that maintains private jets. Due to maintenance, storage, fueling, towing, and different types of lavatory services, the list goes on. While I was working at this fixed base operation, I had a conversation with a pretty elderly gentleman. It was a fairly simple conversation. How did I like the job? How long I had been there? Did I see myself doing it for a long period of time? And, the conversation went on for a little bit, and eventually he boarded his plane. I taxied him out onto the runway. The private jet took off, and that was what I thought would be the end of it. After this gentleman left, some of my coworkers who had been doing it for a lot longer than I had, I was only 19. Some of these guys were in their late 20s, early to mid 30s, and some even on into their 40s and 50s. They came up to me and said, "Hey, do you know who that is?" I said, "No, I do not." It turns out the gentleman that I had a 10 to 15 minute conversation with out on the ramp was none other than the chairman and executive founder of Southwest Airlines, Mr. Herb Kelleher.
At Southwest Airlines, we want our passengers to spend their time in the air, not on the ground.
I tell that story because it was my first introduction into business. What do you mean that was your first introduction to business, Wrench Turner? It was the first time that I had a chance to have a one-on-one conversation with a billionaire who carried himself just like any other gentleman would. We never talked about money. We never talked about business, but I had a chance to see that even these people are human. What does this story have to do with the title of this video? Well, I'll tell you.
This shit means something to me, man.
For the past few years, women in general have been telling men that they don't need them. They've been telling men that they can do it all by themselves, as if this ecosystem has not been built and maintained by the very men that they say they don't need, even though those men are the same ones who build and maintain the infrastructure that all of us use on a day-to-day basis. There is also another set of men who may not be directly affected by some of the things that happen in society. As a matter of fact, they may drive some of the things that happen in society. But I do believe that even those men say enough is enough.
I just got laid off about 2 hours ago. I think I'm still shocked. I just can't believe that it happened. There were absolutely no signs from the company that it was gonna happen. 9:30, I got a Teams message from my boss asking if I was free, which definitely was kind of weird, but I thought that he wanted to talk about something that we had discussed yesterday. So I was like, yeah, of course I'm free. What's up? And then they dialed me into a video call where my boss was sitting in the office in a conference room with this lady from legal. And they just basically told me I was being let go.
Here we are in 2024, about to finish out the month. And what we're seeing is that a lot of companies are rolling back. As these companies pull back at the beginning of the year, there's a business strategy behind it, but the ones who are most affected are the same ones that we have been saying would be affected.
Hi, Brittany.
Hi.
Thanks for meeting with me and Rosie. We have an important meeting today. We finished our evaluations of 2023 performance. This is where you have not met Kelleher expectations for performance. We've decided to part ways with you.
Get out! Get out of my sight!
Yeah, I'm gonna stop you right there.
Sure.
So I started August 25th.
Here's how it went down. You walked in, you're fired.
During the pandemic, a lot of people got comfortable with work from home jobs. And from those work from home jobs, they posted on social media how easy it was and how they are not missing going into the office. Some would queue up their computers and go on about their day without answering a single call. Some of us who would call in to customer service, we felt the brunt of it because you'd be on hold for hours on end with nobody answering. Well, it seems like that ride has come to an end and modern women are being affected in mass numbers. Let's take a look.
I am a bartender and a mom, a newly single mom, and I separated from my husband in March of this year.
But why? Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
And I bartended at a local restaurant for the last 10 years, and it worked while I was married because I could take care of the kids during the day, and at night I could go to work and earn some money for my family. Well, this morning, without warning, everyone in our location and all of the surrounding locations on the island got a message through hot schedules from corporate saying that we are closing effective today. And there really isn't any good options. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't have any real skills other than my ability to be kind to people and to be nurturing to people, and that's why I did so well in my field.
This is embarrassing. How are you still in your position, Mr. CEO, the board? Like, what the hell is going on? Obviously, you guys have absolutely no idea what you're doing. So how can we keep laying people off who were victims of the situation that you created, and somehow you're still there? That is so weird, isn't it? Like, I used to work for a company that sold on Wayfair, and we would get on, trying to email our people, whole team gone, everyone gone.
I don't give a shit. Nobody, don't you understand? Nobody cares.
Hi. Thanks for jumping on.
No problem.
So I'm actually here to inform you that today is your last day at Captivate. We've determined that this is no longer a critical role for the company, and are eliminating the position.
We simply can't afford you anymore. I'm sorry.
And we very much appreciate all the work that you've done during your time here. Your accounts will be shut down during the meeting, and you will no longer have access to any Captivate-owned systems.
So does it mean that I shut this computer off and be done? Like, or am I fucking expected to answer more emails after this? Like,
You have no more expectations.
great. Love that for me.
Obviously, that young lady is upset, and she may have good reason to be upset, but what I can tell you, from my own humble opinion, your bosses have been watching. The company owners have been watching. They have social media just like anybody. They see the posts that you put up on TikTok, and they see the way that you exploit a situation that happened a few years back with CV-19, and some folks have rode the wave.
And I understand that. Okay. Yeah, so, I mean, really, best thing to do in this scenario, since you... Hello? Hello? Internet must be down.
I have a mouse jiggler for my trackpad on my laptop. If I want to use a regular mouse, no problem. There's actually multiple ways that you can jiggle your mouse with these products. It's so crazy. This product prevents your computer from falling asleep so that I can stay active on Teams, Slack, whatever I'm using, and not have to worry about getting fired from my job for just answering the door or running errands, finishing up my laundry at the house while I'm working from home. And this device is completely undetectable. Look at it, just chilling, moving my mouse around. Now you don't have to get fired for taking a break.
What we are witnessing with the mass layoffs that have been happening in 2024 is a marketplace correction. We had the situation with CV-19. We went outside of the box and a lot of people went to the work from home model, but there is another part of it. There are investors and there are companies and there are pretty affluent people who own the real estate that a lot of these women used to work from, the office buildings, the many floors that would house people who would be on the other side of those phones when you would call in the customer service. A lot of those jobs have now begun to be taken over by AI, if not outsourced outside of the country. Many of the people who own these very large multi-unit commercial properties have one thing that us normal working class folks may not have: a lot of money. And with a lot of money comes a lot of influence. And with a lot of influence comes a lot of lobbying. So, congratulations on doing a bang-up job of posting everything on social media, of showing how you've exploited the workplace, of showing how you've exploited this outside-of-the-box situation that is a result of something that happened a few years back. You said that you are not going back to work. Uncle Sam says otherwise. Whether you like it or not, you got to respect the game. And until you are the one that influences the game and moves the pieces on the chessboard, you got to govern yourselves accordingly. That's all I got for y'all tonight. Big bro gonna catch up with y'all. Y'all be good. Bet.